Okay, I'm back. Just so you know, I did tell y'all that I was not a YouTuber. I just having stuff to say. Transparency moment. I do not like process. Now I know y'all are like, enjoy it. That's pretty general. What do you mean that you don't like process? Everything takes a process. Exactly my point. I'm gonna be real with you. If the goal is not obtainable in 1 to 2 business days, I don't want it. I don't want it and I will not complete it. It's just something about the process of things, like not being able to reach it immediately, that intimidates me. Like it throws me in fear. Like I don't want to be responsible for something. That's just me being transparent, y'all. I don't like process. But the problem is that every opportunity that has been presented to me involves process. Like literally, I can be in great places, but because I won't go through the process, I'm still here. I could literally be like elevated if I understood that process is my friend. If I welcome process instead of avoiding it. But look, now that y'all know my dodges, because you know I'm only transparent because I know it happens. And I hope that somebody hears this and they're like, hold up, she may be onto something. What are you dodging? What's your avoidance that has you going this way when it's coming the other way and you're running away from it, putting your hood on, trying to avoid and run away from it? What are you insecure about? Something you're always hiding, something that you know potentially that there's a great outcome on the other side, but I'm getting intimidated with the things in between, or I'm getting intimidated about what if it's not a great outcome on the side? What are you running from? See, we can run away from things that are bad for us all day, and that's great. We're supposed to. But there's an issue when the things that are actually good for us, based on the feelings that it provokes, become the bad things. And now we're running away from those things when those equal our successes. Yeah, the enemy has a way of making the things that we are supposed to be going after look so bad, unappealing to us, that we never approach it. And we continue to ask God, hey God, why can't I go this way? Hey God, why am I not getting anywhere here? Hey God, why am I not being able to reach other heights in this same area? And he's telling us, hey, this is where you need to go to. And we're just like, that way? Rather not. He's giving us the answer, but because how the enemy is making it look to us, because of how our flesh is interpreting the challenge, we don't want to go to it. Instead, we avoid it. So now the next question is the very thing that you're avoiding hindering your success? And be honest. Be super honest. See, a lot of things that we hate or trying to not have accountability for are basically our keys to those open doors we've been asking God for. Literally, he's saying, I'm about to open it, but this is your last challenge. This is your last test that I need you to go through. I need you to understand this or welcome this. And you're just like, no. And you try to go over and around and all this stuff to try to avoid it, when he's like, I need you to hit this. Because once you hit this, there's no limits after that. What he wants you to hit, the very thing you're avoiding, he wants you to hit so you can understand that there's no limits after this. But because we won't conquer the giant, because we perceive the giant to be way bigger than what it actually is, we are defeated. We become defeated. We choose to be defeated based on the fact that we won't conquer the giant. Which brings me to David and Goliath. Now, we know Goliath was a giant. He was going around bullying based on his size, not really based on the fact of what he can do with his capabilities, which a lot of people presume that, hey, he can do this and that and the third because he's a giant. But basically, he was bullying by size. Bullying based on the fact that these people see that I'm bigger, so bigger automatically means that I can intimidate them and get whatever I want. And his enemies had accepted the fact that he is a giant. I am a regular human being. He can get whatever he wants based on the fact that I don't have the capabilities to fight him. I don't have the weaponry to fight him. Sounds like our situations. We look at those issues we're avoiding, those insecurities, and we basically say, this is a giant. This is way bigger than me. I don't have the weaponry to fight this thing. But then we understand who conquered the giant. David probably being the same height as us, if not even smaller because he was a kid, went up there and conquered a giant with a slingshot and a rock. Those is just the tangible weapons. but the weaponry behind him was much bigger. You see, we say that we serve God. We serve the master of the world. We serve the creator. We serve a God who has created every single thing in here. He knows every single thing. Even the things that we deem as bad now, he created them as good. And man has changed that perception, right? We serve the master of this world, who literally conquered every single thing through every process. If we say, me and you say that we serve that God, if we serve him bigger than the universe, we are afraid of a giant and God's on our side? Let's look at the size dynamic. That weapon, you had David, he's already small. The slingshot is definitely smaller. It's hand size. Then the rock is smaller too. So look at these small things that conquered a big thing. Even the smallest things can conquer the biggest things. That shows that a person like me is able to move a mountain if I wanted to. 2, that shows me that God, the creator of the universe, is on my side. He's way bigger than a giant. So if I know that he's on my side, then either way I win. If I would have came in here with nothing in my hands, I still win because I know who's on my side. If we believe that God has fought all the battles from the beginning to the end, and we know that he's done it before and he can do it again. If we believe and know in faith that we would have never made it this far without him, why are we continuing to avoid this thing when he's giving us the weaponry he always has to go after it? The third weapon, and we don't even see it, it's knowing and acknowledging who God is. It's having the faith and believing who God is. It's acknowledging who God is and allowing him to take control of the situation. Although you are in front of it, understand that he's working everything out behind and everywhere else in order for you to win. At this avoidance, at this very insecurity that you're avoiding. One of the things that humans typically do is run and hide for situations if they can't control it, if there's intimidation involved. And that's our way of thinking that we are winning, that we are successful at it, that we are controlling it, that we still have won the situation. When it's just festering there, we put it under the rug, but obviously we still see the situation under the rug. It's still there. But what if I tell you today that in order for you to get to those successes, you have to hit that avoidance. And in order for you to be able to hit that avoidance and actually go through it and process it and go through that thing to get to that success, you first have to acknowledge who God is and understand that my God is bigger than a giant. That's all you have to do. And once you understand that, once you understand what's going on, once you see your issue, once you understand the root of your issue, what you're avoiding, why you're avoiding it, what's the insecurities behind it, what's the fears behind it, and once you give it to God and be like, my God is bigger than a giant, step out of the way, bro. You see, ultimately, the problem is submissive to you. That problem is just there, and you have the ability to figure out what to do with it. That problem is submissive to you, and you are submissive to God. Knowing who you're submitted to, you already should know that that problem is taken care of. But that's if you understand who you are serving, who is representing you. So I'm gonna ask you again, what are you avoiding? And is it hindering your success? And then I'm gonna ask you this next question. Is it hindering your success based on the fact that you won't acknowledge that God is bigger than a giant? Yeah, you may be in front of the battle right now. It may seem like you're about to be defeated, but if you know who your God is, our God is, you already know you won. Are you carrying that mindset to tackle that avoidance so you can get to those open doors? Or are you still going to be intimidated by it? All right, y'all, that's it. What are you avoiding? Is that hindering you? And have you acknowledged that God is bigger than what's hindering? God is bigger than a giant. All right, peace out. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Look, stay in the joy of the Lord and enjoying it. Prayerfully, y'all put me in prayer because I'm trying so hard. And this is another part of the process that I don't like. This is how I know I don't like process, because of the simple fact that when I post a video, and once again, what I said at the beginning, if it's not like instantly, I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do it no more. So y'all pray for me because this is one of my challenges. This is one of my challenges. All right, y'all be safe. Peace out. Bye.